What's going on, guys? I'm going to try to make this video as fast as possible, so stay with me, and hopefully we can get by this fast enough. Today I'm going to talk about lacrosse gloves and how to get the best deal on them, and also what company I prefer and what companies I believe are the best, and just a couple opinions on them. This is the Gate beginner set lacrosse glove. This is a very basic glove, as you can tell just by looking at it. If you've played lacrosse for a bit, you know what beginner gloves and know how to identify them. But if you haven't and you're just starting, I'm going to show you right now. This is a beginner glove. You can pretty much tell right off the bat. If you've ever seen an advanced glove, watch the MLL. You'll see their gloves are way better, and or just your friends play. You'll see their gloves are way better. Um, Hop right into it. This whole side right here is foam. You'll rarely find any plastic on a beginner set glove because, especially for youth, they're most likely not hitting hard, and they're most likely not going to be slashing really hard, so they're not going to give you a very, high tech and pricey glove for a beginner in youth league, and stuff like that. And as you can tell, the fingers are all one piece. It's just a one piece finger. There's no separation, so that doesn't give you much flexibility. The thumb is only two pieces. That gives you a little bit of flexibility, not a lot, and not a whole lot of protection either. On the side, there's only one side pad. I don't even think it's on this side. It's on this side. There's only one side pad, and that's not even good. There's no floating cufflink on this, as you can see. So when you're going to cradle and you're going like this to cradle, and say this side is going to be open, and someone can come in and slash you. So if you're going one-handed and they're coming from behind and they hit your stick and it comes out like that or whatever, and their stick follows through, you're getting slashed pretty easily. So I wouldn't recommend. I'd recommend getting the glove with the floating cufflink or buying one from off of Warrior. I think you can just put them on any glove if they have the right material. Sorry, I was just reading the tag, making sure that this is my glove because my friend has the same one, so I don't want to take his gloves from recently. So pretty basic beginner glove, poor ventilation, no flexibility, pretty much, no feel on the stick whatsoever. I never felt the stick through this glove at all. I used this glove for 2 seasons, and I played it for 7th and 8th grade. Freshman year, I decided to upgrade my gear a little bit and get nicer gloves and cleats. Unfortunately, I did not get anything else nicer except for that, and then I got a new stick. But now it was my backup, and now it's gonna be my main stick. So hopefully, we can get new gear by sophomore year, going into fall season after summer. So we'll see what happens. But so no flexibility, poor ventilation, no grip or touch, nope, not very good protection, and the price. But that's four things that's bad, but the price is cheap. Price is cheap, good for beginners, and good starter set. That's all I have to say. So I mean, if you're outfitting your kid who's like 8 years old, he's going to play against 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds and or 9-year-olds or anything like that. I I think if you're in middle school and you're not in high school yet, playing against, or if you're in middle school and you're not going against like really tough kids, and your town isn't that great, and the neighboring towns aren't that great or whatever, I don't recommend you get a high tech glove. I think just stick with beginner sets until you get to the next level, unless you're like freaking Kyle Harrison over here throwing split dodges and spin moves left and right and doing triangle shake and bake, split whatever. Like unless you're like a lacrosse like legend, I just stick with the beginners, dude. Don't act all flashy if you don't got nothing to show. Next glove is a Warrior Wrath glove. This is a much more advanced glove, as you can tell just by the look of it. This whole top side right here is plastic. It's a hard plastic with a nice little mesh hole for ventilation in the front. It's not very big mesh hole, but there's nice two little mesh holes. Not very big, but then again, mesh hole is mesh hole. It's still good for ventilation. As you can tell, these finger holes right here, they're separated by quite a bit of hard plastic and cushions foamed together. This is foam and mesh, so it's hard on the top, but you can squish it down to make it, because it's the foam underneath. It's separated into three pieces on the fingers, all the way to the pinky, where it's separated in two. The thumb is nice because it's nice and really protective. It gives you the protection of a goalie glove, but it's not. It gives you also the flexibility of a regular player glove. So it's separated into three pieces, four if you count these two together separate. But throughout it, it's all hard plastic with the foam, but it splits enough so that you can get that nice bend and flexibility and grip on your stick, so you can really get a good, nice feel on it. What I like is the palm mesh too. The mesh is a nice split separation of the palm. It's got nice ventilation. As you can see, the mesh runs throughout the whole glove. Usually on all gloves they do. They usually have the same pattern. They might have just mesh and leather on this side with mesh going up the fingers and the thumb and stuff, just for either ventilation and or stick grip. So that's really cool about the glove. This does give you a nice feel. Not good enough, but it's still a nice feel in the glove. Do I know how long these gloves are going to last me? I do not know, because they are already starting to fray and tear. These might start tearing really soon, so I might need to get backup gloves at the end of the summer if these end up tearing pretty badly. Hopefully that won't happen, because these gloves are actually really nice. They do have a nice floating cuff lane. Warrior is pretty much known for that. So is Brine. Um, a lot of other companies do it now, but Warrior is pretty much the first one to do it, I believe. I think they were the first one to do it, at least to my best of knowledge. They were the first one to do it, and it's really revolutionized gloves a lot because of it. Because now it's every time you go to cradle one-handed, two-handed, you're gonna be protected there, and even if you get slashed, I mean, it might hurt, but it's not gonna hurt as bad as when you get slashed and fracture your wrist or whatever. So that's really cool. It's got a nice little custom design on the inside. I did not customize it. It comes like this. It's like the American logo, but it's got the lacrosse sticks with the eagle inside instead of the roses or the flowers that it usually has. So that's pretty cool. That's what I like. In most um, advanced gloves, you will see that you can customize them and that you can create your own style to it, which is why this game is also very unique, because you can have your own style to it and your own playing type and everything, and it just makes it everything is all different. No one is the same, no matter what. So these are my team colors: red, white, and blue. There's no red on this except for the inside, which is actually pretty cool. It's actually kind of cool that it goes with America, and my team colors are the American colors, so that's pretty cool. I like that. It's pretty cool. Um, Now, as you can see in the beginning glove, there's no customization whatsoever. It's just regular black and white. You might get customization, but it might just be red, basic blue, basic, nothing big. Now, talking to the companies. The companies, I believe, have the best gloves and protective gear. I believe Brian has the best gloves overall. They're just like Warrior. They do make bulky gloves, but they can also make slim gloves. They do make King series. Those are my favorite gloves I've ever had. I never had them, but my friend let me wear his and play with them a little bit. It was the most comfortable glove I've ever felt. He told me about how long it took him to break in, and they took literally 5 minutes to break in, maybe less, maybe right out of the box. He said he would have played the game right out of the box with them, because they were that good and flexible. So yeah. That's that. Whatever. My favorite companies, if you don't know, is STX, Warrior, and Maverick. Brian, I like. The only thing is, I only like half their stuff. I don't like their shafts. Their heads are okay. Some of them, they're good heads though, that have a lot of pinch that I like. I like the high pinch and flare. Uh, their good heads are really pricey, which is not okay. Which I like, but it's not okay as much. While STX and Warrior, Maverick has nice heads. They have really nice heads. My favorite head from them is the Maverick Vision head. Favorite shaft is the Maverick Wonder Boy, but if I can't get the Wonder Boy, I would go with any other shaft that they have, because their shafts are pretty good. Favorite STX. Reason why I like STX is because their gloves that they make, their gloves are very sleek and slim. They have a nice finish to them too. Nice ventilation, good flexibility overall, and protection as well. But some of them don't have the floating cuffling, and that's what really sells me on these gloves. The floating cuffling, because I get fractured. I got my wrist fractured last time. I didn't have a floating cuffling on my glove, and it really hurt. And I was out for. I wasn't out for anything. Like, I went back the next day and I just put on the little uh, wrist protector thing, whatever it's called, with ward over my glove or underneath my glove, and I went out and played, and it works just fine. But it's just annoying being injured for something stupid like that when you can just get it for an extra like $5. So I'd rather have companies make wrist protectors or floating cufflinks than them not make it, because there's no point not to make it. I mean, it leaves you more out in the open. Yeah, it makes the glove lighter, but would you rather have like lighter hands or like protection? Because it makes you what, 2.1 milliseconds slower maybe. Like, let's be real here. So that's about it. Long video. I know I tried to make it fast. Didn't work as well as I thought, but those are my top companies. If you're gonna get gloves for beginners, I recommend you go to Gate or anything else. Just get a beginner set. Brian maybe too. But if you're gonna get advanced gloves, I'd recommend STX, Warrior. Maverick is nice. Depends if you like their style or not. Some of their styles are pretty unique. You kind of have to get used to it sometimes. Other than that, it's all up to you. Brian's nice too. It's all up to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a nice day.